everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. We're here. We did it. We survived the off season. We got week 1. And what better way to kick it off than 2 Eastern Conference teams ready to do battle? Fishers, Quad City. Let's go preview it. All right, we need to take a look at our opening game of 2026. 2 Eastern Conference opponents taking each other on. The 0-0 Quad City Steamwheelers traveling to Fishers, Indiana to take on the Fishers Freight. Now, as you see in the very top, we are on Yahoo Sports, the inaugural game on Yahoo Sports. This game is free. I will say that. This game is free. This game is free. You can watch this on Yahoo for free. For how much, Cody? For free. Watch it. Simple. Go on Yahoo Sports. You can watch it. There's plenty of other opportunities for you too. Roku, Fire Stick, all of that stuff. There's no excuse for you guys not to just type in Yahoo Sports. There's a live stream. You can watch it. Simple. Not trying to sound rude when I say that, but there's literally no excuse for no one to be watching this. If you're an IFL fan, this is easily the first game you can watch. Simple as that. March 14th, kickoff at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, so adjust your clocks accordingly. We take a look at our season leaders, which we don't have any leaders. We haven't played a game yet. So I put some faces here just to kind of round it out. Kind of your leaders from last year in a sense. I could have put their stats, but I decided against it because they're probably inaccurate anyways. But your presumed starting quarterbacks for both teams, which we'll take a look at the 26-man roster. Yes, 26. It's no longer 25. We'll mention that at the end of this. But your quarterbacks, DeQuan Neal for Quad City, and for Fishers, Felix Harper. Your running backs presumed, Jared Ware Jr. and Dominic Roberto, which we'll see if he gets the full-time start or if Josiah King is the guy that gets in there. Receiving leaders, Kean Williams, who comes over from the Iowa Barnstormers. He will be a Quad City Steamwheeler for right now, unless he gets called up. He had that opportunity, I think, last season. So JT Stokes will be for Fishers, which you could put CJ Wyndham there as well, former Vegas Nighthawk. And we'll talk about all this stuff in the 25-man roster, 26-man roster. I knew I'd do it. I knew I'd screw it up already. Taking a look at our injury report here for Quad City, just one name to speak of. I think it's Marquis Whitlock, wide receiver. He is on short-term injury reserve as a couple days ago on March 12th. And for Fishers, a couple of names added. Jared McGaw, former Quad City Steamwheeler, wide receiver. Jeremiah Rogers, offensive lineman, and James Wright, the 4th defensive lineman, all short-term injured reserve, all added at the same time, March 12th. So these guys getting added to the injured reserve list. They get to come back in a couple of weeks. I think 2 is the minimum, so they're out a minimum of 2 weeks. So they can't play this game or the next, but I think they're able to go into game 3. Now, things could be different because it's different on the IFL website. I think it said like a minimum of 4 to 6 or something like that. So regardless, I've heard 2. That's where we go with it. Taking a look at our game odds here. This is shocking to me. And we will have our best bet and our predictions and stuff like that. This is no different than the previews we did last year. But Quad City is favored by 8.5 on the road. What is going on here? And we know the very first couple of weeks, the lines are kind of fluky. They're kind of weird. So we'll take a look at that roster. We'll kind of take a look at some keys to the game and things like that when we talk preview or when we talk like predictions and things like that. But minus 8.5 for the Steamwheelers with an over-under of 89.5, minus 340 for Quad City on the road, and plus 270 for Fishers as the home underdog. We are in the Fishers Event Center in Fishers, Indiana. As I said, it is a 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time game. You see the betting odds right there as well to round it out. And our series head-to-head favors the Steamwheelers. They took the series last year and swept them 2-0, with their last meeting being Week 13 of 2025, Quad City taking it 45-28. And that's where we have it. We could talk more stats and stuff like that once we get them, but that's kind of where we have it. It's nothing too flashy, just kind of what we have from last year's previews and things like that, just kind of morphing it into 2026. So we need to go take a look at those 26-man rosters. We need to take a look at our bets and predictions. We get out of here. right, we need to talk 26-man rosters. I don't think we have 26 for both sides. I think they both went with 25. But there is a rule now where you do have 26 and you can activate 22. So there can be 22 players suited up, ready to go each week, with 26, the 4 remaining being kind of your practice squad or reserve guys. So there you have it. With that being said, stats over the face, that's for the recaps. Rosters over the face, let's get into it. For the away side, Daquan Neal and Judd Roberts are your quarterbacks for Quad City. Daquan Neal, presumably your starter, with Judd Roberts being the backup. Moving over to the running back position, Trenton Barnes and Jared Ware are your running backs for the Quad City Steamwheelers. Jared Ware being your veteran, with Trenton Barnes being the rookie. That experience one is more notably the rookie, but that means they've played their 1 year as this year, so keep that in mind. For the wide receivers for the Steamwheelers, a lot of experience. Kean Williams, Jalal Dean, Kevon Rudd, Jordan Vesey, and Ricky Weber. Jordan Vesey, Kevon Rudd, and Kean Williams being your more seasoned veterans there with 3 years or more experience, and then a couple of rookies with Dean and Weber. I'm going to call him Weber unless it's Weber, rounding it out for that wide receiving core. This is where it gets a little interesting with the Steamwheelers, though. On the offensive line, they've had to do some retooling. Joe Crowell is back as the veteran, but Ed Gatling and Lionel Whittingham in their first years with the Steamwheelers and their first years in the Indoor Football League. Now, they could have played somewhere else, but that could have, kind of switched the experience a little bit, but first year in the Indoor Football League, so they get those 1 designations. Defense, Charles Rosser, David Abelarina. There we go, got it. Keyshawn Moore, Chima Dunga, and Rashawn Williams rounds it out for that defensive line. Moore, Dunga, and Williams with more of that experience than Rosser and Abelarina. We'll see how that kind of goes and who starts. My money's on those bottom 3 guys, but if there's been some impressive rookies, not just on the defensive line, but on that offensive side too, we'll see how it kind of shakes out. Where we do know, Alex Harriet has won the linebacker battle. He, in his rookie season, will be taking over the middle of that field. We'll see how it kind of goes. To the secondary, Jamon Williams, Caleb Coleman, Kevin Ransom II, Nicholas Harris, Malik Duncan, and Cameron Harrell rounded out in that secondary. A lot of veteran experience in that secondary. Malik Duncan being the veteran, 4+ years. And then Kevin Ransom, Cameron Harrell with 3, 2 for Nicholas Harris, and 2 for Jamon Williams, Caleb Coleman being the only rookie out of that. But what that also means is Harris, Duncan, and Harrell all return from last season. Kevin Ransom comes over from the Green Bay Blizzard. And to mention as well, too, Rashawn Williams comes over. He is a former Green Bay Blizzard, Tulsa Oiler. He comes over on that defensive line as well. We did mention Kean Williams on the offensive side of the ball, up there in the wide receivers, being a former Iowa Barnstormer. So there you have it. Kicker is Jan Bogdan. I'm going to call him Jan because it just sounds cooler. Unless it's Jan, I'm going to call you Jan because it's cool. But rookie kicker, replacing Kyle Kaplan. That could be a point of interest later on. Let's take a look at the home side. Quarterback, Felix Harper. They do have a backup. We'll talk about him in a second. Your running backs. I'm already jumping the gun. Dominic Roberto and Josiah King. They are back for another go around. Josiah King joined partway through the season last year. Kind of broke out a little bit. Dominic Roberto came over from Massachusetts. Same with Felix Harper. They only played like 6 games or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and they were kind of tearing it up. Helped win 5 in a row at the very end of the season. To the wide receivers, JT Stokes, Isaiah Coulter, CJ Wyndham, Jalen Green, and Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, in his rookie season, will be your backup quarterback, jack of all trades, kind of your, what do you want to say, your, I'm blanking on his name from Green Bay already. TJ Davis, my goodness. You're TJ Davis. You're kind of backup quarterback, but I'm going to line up as the wide receiver and help you out. Your athlete, dare I say. Stokes is back for another year. Same with Coulter. Wyndham comes over from the Vegas Nighthawks. So you see that experience there at the wide receiving room. A couple of veterans, some experience. Offensive line. Oh my God. Kerry Reynolds, former Quad City Steamwheeler, former Tulsa Oiler. He comes over to Fishers to help them out where they don't even need help because it's too damn good. LaQuinston Sharp, Daryl Simmons, Navon Donaldson, and Dante Lucas rounded out. Navon Donaldson, all IFL selections with Massachusetts. He is over here to help out that offensive line. Simmons and Sharp are re-signed for another year. And Dante Lucas coming over as well, I believe, from Massachusetts too. So just a huge, huge veteran offensive line, man. Defensively, Christopher Oakley, Jalen Swan are re-signed along with Darius Long, and then coming over from the Tulsa Oilers, Leon Trey Smalls. Again, a very veteran-laden defensive line to go with the trenches on that offensive side as well. Marcus Gray is making the switch to linebacker. They didn't have one until now. Marcus Gray, former defensive back, which he'll switch to linebacker here, so we'll see how that kind of goes. And in the secondary, Donnie Lewis comes over, again, from Massachusetts. CJ Parrish comes over from Quad City. Kendarius Smith, Jaden Rowe, Justin Terry, and Devin Williams rounds it out. Jaden Rowe and Justin Terry re-signed for another season. And then Kendarius Smith, I think he's either been in another league or played somewhere else to get that 2 designation for experience. Devin Williams is your rookie. So again, not a lot of rookies on this roster, including the kicker. Callum Sutherland in his 3rd year of experience here from Louisiana Monroe to round it out. And again, a lot of veteran talent, a lot of returning talent. Fishers returns a lot of talent, and they gained a lot of experience. So there you have it for your 26-man rosters between Quad City and Fishers. Let's go take a look at our bet, our prediction, kind of some keys to the game, and we'll wrap it all up. I guess I could have moved over here for that roster segment, but regardless, I'm back. And we need to talk best bet, prediction, and some keys to the game here. Plus 8.5 for Fishers. You looked at how veteran that roster was for Fishers. They are at home. They finished on a 5-game win streak. They have, dare I say, a lot of momentum going into the season. I picked them to be the number 1 seed in the East. A lot of people have picked Fishers to be a dark horse candidate, dare I say. And plus 8.5, I think that's very disrespectful, to be brutally honest with you. And as I'm wearing Quad City gear, minus 8.5, is there something that Vegas knows that we don't? I mean, this is almost like the entire returning team from Fishers compared to Quad City, where I'm a little worried about Quad City's offensive line compared to that defensive line for Fishers. That's another year under Fishers' belt with what they have. Yes, there's been some coaching changes for Fishers, but at the same time, I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference considering the talent that they have. So for me, plus 8.5, I'm not going to say it's free money because we know that's going to backfire, but at the same time, Fishers is more than capable of pulling this upset, man. Like, when you look at those rosters, the secondary for Quad City looks good, but Quad City statistically last season, had one of the worst secondaries in yards given up and stuff like that. You add in CJ Wyndham with Fishers, and that adds more to that passing attack that they desperately needed partway through that season, when they kind of switched it up from being a power running team to more of a balanced style, RPO style offense, when they finally landed on Felix Harper after going through Vincent Espinoza, Carlos Davis, Keegan Shoemaker, Jai Arai. They went through 5 or 6 quarterbacks last year, finally landing on Harper. And it's one of the questions I asked in Fishers' preview, is Harper the guy? We'll find out, obviously. But plus 8.5, that's just disrespectful to me, man. Now, I'm not saying that, it couldn't be a touchdown or something like that, but things can get wonky here. I know Quad City made the Eastern Conference Championship. Maybe they're just giving a lot of respect when it comes to that. I don't know. But Quad City does have a little bit of turnover. I'm a little weary about, trying to replace Bubba Arslanian with a rookie. That's okay. I like the defensive line of Quad City if they can get after that experienced offensive line. But we do know that Fishers, with that balanced attack, they do have a twin-headed rushing attack with Josiah King, with Dominic Roberto. Fishers looks good on paper. Can it translate? Same thing with Quad City. They look really good. If they can shore up that offensive line, and if that offensive line surprises some people, this could be a very, very good team as well. Kind of right back to where they were last season. We'll figure it out. I just think plus 8.5, it's disrespectful. But so am I. 49-45, Quad City takes the victory. Fishers covers, though. Plus 8.5. I can't go against Quad City. Come on. Look at what I'm wearing. I do think Fishers can pull out this victory, though. I think it's more capable than Fishers. I think it's more capable Fishers winning this than Quad City. I will be brutally honest with you. But I think there's a lot of pressure on Fishers as well. They might not feel it. I think their fan base could feel it. I know I've been pumping their tires. I know there have been a lot of other, content creators in this realm that have been pumping their tires and stuff too. I think that this is a good season for Fishers to prove people right, to prove doubters wrong. It starts with game 1. If you can get off on a good start, they started 2-0 and then they fell on their face. If they can get out of that, get a couple of games, we'll see how it goes. Quad City finished 11-5 last year. Can they keep that momentum going? Are they even more hungry because they fell short in the Eastern Conference Championship? They've made the Indoor Football League National Championship before. They know what it takes. They've made the playoffs quite a few years in a row now. One of a few franchises that has been able to say that, because parity in this league is very, very stout, man. One year you can make the playoffs, the next year you can't. And Quad City's been doing this for quite a few years now. Arizona can say the same. I don't know if there's really any other teams that can say that since Bay Area has gone dormant. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think how consistent Quad City has been. Can they keep that up? We'll see. But plus 8.5, 49-45, Quad City takes it. It's close. And again, I'm not surprised whatsoever if Fishers wins this. I think plus 270 for that money line, it gets you better odds because it's plus odds. If you just want to take Fishers to win by 1, there you go. Plus 270, you bet $10, you win 27. So 37 because you get your $10 back. But regardless, I think Fishers can win this game. I think if they can wear down the offensive line of Quad City and stop their running game, because we know DeQuan Neal's going to run. We know they're going to run Jared Ware. But we also know that the passing game that Quad City has, can it attack that secondary of Fishers? Fishers' secondary wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst, but they bring players back. They bring players in. You don't think CJ Parrish doesn't know how that goes? The former steam wheeler, you don't think he's telling secrets? I mean, this is going to be a fun game, because these first couple of weeks really tell you what these teams are kind of capable of. And yes, there's some shock and awe because there's no preseason, but like I said, I am not shocked whatsoever if Fishers wins this. Clearly, as a Quad City fan, I want them to win it, but I think Fishers can take this victory. I do. I'm not going to call it. I got to go with my guys, but Fishers can win this. I think they can easily win this. If they can wear down that defense with a running game and then have a pop pass to CJ Wyndham or JT Stokes over the top, we know they can do it too. They've thrown Hail Marys and completed them, man. So that's where we have it with this. Let's go wrap everything up with just some final thoughts. And that is it for our very first preview of Quad City and Fishers, the very first preview of 2026. It's free. It's free. There should be no complaining about this game. If the stream sucks, I get it, but there's no way in hell that you should be complaining that, oh, it's on Yahoo. Just Google Yahoo. I'm sure you can probably Chromecast it and stuff like that from your phone to the TV and stuff. There should be no way that you complain that you can't watch this game. Simple as that. I know I've been on that soapbox earlier, but I want to reiterate it. They've got freaking Jason Fitz, Nate Tice, and Caroline Fenton doing this. They've bragged all offseason about Yahoo. At the time, FanDuel. We don't speak about FanDuel. And now overnight, they've announced all of these analysts and broadcasters and play-by-plays and all the sideline reporters and everything like that. This is their chance to put their money where their mouth is. So if it doesn't work, you can complain then. But then I know I'm pot meat kettle here. I get it. But but I'm going to give this a chance. This is what they've been hyping. You can shit on them later. Sorry for cussing, but you can shit on them later if it's not good. Gotta give them a chance here. And I'm actually looking forward to this. There's no reason you can't go watch this. But back to the game at hand, this should be great. Like I said, I'm weary of the offensive line of Quad City. If Fishers can wear that down, we both know these teams can run the ball really well. You've got a two-headed rushing attack with Fishers. We know Felix Harper can run if he needs to. He's dual threat as well. We know DeQuan Neal, and I'm curious to see how Trenton Barnes goes. But we know how DeQuan Neal, we know how Jared Ware run the ball. We know with Kean Williams coming in and Jordan Vesey that they are deep threats. But we also know that Fishers can lull you to sleep in the run game, and before you know it, there's a pop pass over the top to JT Stokes. There's a pop pass over the top to CJ Wyndham. There's another reason why they brought in a big body like CJ Wyndham. They want to get that passing game going and be more of a balanced attack. This is like a team that I'm picturing with Fishers that we saw from Bay Area a couple of seasons ago lifting some hardware. And that team was stacked. So I'm not trying to compare the two, but you kind of see how that roster is built similar to how Bay Area is. More RPO, more, we're going to run, and then before you know it, we're going to pop a deep pass. That's what they used to do. And who was the quarterback at the time? It was DeQuan Neal. And so there's a lot of connections when it comes to that, man. And, well, not at that time. No, when they lift the hardware, it was Dalton Sneed. But at the same time, yeah, right? Yeah, it was Dalton Sneed. I might be getting my ears all blended together. I'm going to stop before I start messing everything up. But this should be a fun game. We'll see how the linebackers go with Marcus Grace shifting out from defensive back to linebacker. We'll see how the rookie with Alex Harriott goes for Quad City. The defenses should be fine. This should be either a very nice defensive slugfest, or this could be an all-out barn burner. And I'm excited for it, because these guys have been, the last 2 weeks, been just champing at the bit here, man. So hitting someone other than your teammates, ready to get after it, that's where we have it. But I love you guys. We're here. We are here. The season is here. We've been waiting for so damn long, and I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And before I get out of here, you got to plug it if you want to. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Whatever you guys want to do. If you don't want to, fantastic. If you guys want to, even better. I think we're just a couple subscribers away from 300, so that's awesome. If you guys want to do that, great. If not, I'll just keep waiting. I don't care. But either way, I'm going to take off, you guys. I got to go do more previews, a couple of days, because we got Vegas and Green Bay. They've been shifted to a Monday night because of a blizzard. Not the Green Bay blizzard, a real life one. So we'll talk that preview when we get there. We'll probably have the recap for this game done at some point before that game even kicks off. So I don't want to say get ready for the preview, because we could have the recap for this game done and out of the way before we even talk Green Bay and Vegas. So be on the lookout for the next one, and we'll just take it from there. But until then, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Let's have fun. Go Steam Wheelers. And we will have a very, very rowdy 2026 IFL season. Until then, catch you guys on the next one. See ya. We ain't no boys, we grown men. You ain't gon' dance, well, don't then. Why you wanna waste a song then?